Hello, everybody. It's me, Jeffrey underscore 3 here. So, 2020 has put us through some, has, well, 2020 has been quite a interesting year for some people. Well, for me, 2020 was pretty okay. Some bad things did happen, and I kind of did talk about it on this channel before, but you know. I just wanted to bring some light into this year because, 2020 has been pretty bad for some people, but for me, however, it's been pretty okay. I wouldn't say it's too bad, although there has been like some bad things that's happened this year, like the protest back in May. I made a video on it where people were just looting and were just having riots when the George Floyd situation happened. Yeah, I talked about that, but most of all, I just been trying to just trying to make your quarantine not less boring by like doing some Overwatch videos, in which I have not been doing a lot because, well, let's just say that my motivation this year has been a little bit of up and down, I would say. Like, at first, I would be motivated to do an edit, and then next thing you know, it just goes straight back. It just goes straight back down. So, and also the amount of how did I say? Also, yes, I know I have not really been working on a lot of videos as of late. Most of all, I do gotta say, the mini theory video for the Marvin video, I don't know when that will be done because I have like a ton of stuff to look over, and that involves like a lot of Tumblr theories and mostly a lot of screenshots that I have taken of mostly like a lot of screenshots taken, but most of all, I've just been trying to do some voice recordings for that video, and I'm pretty sure that video is going to be pretty long. Well, probably not as long as number 11, I would say, but I don't know. I don't know, but that kind of depends on. I don't know, but that kind of depends on what I'm doing during that time. So, about the Overwatch videos, I still have some very old, well, I wouldn't really say very old, but I have like a few other recordings of Overwatch and Valorant. And here, now that I mentioned Valorant, I forgot I have not played Valorant in over like, I guess, 2 weeks from here, or maybe 3 weeks ago. I have no idea, but I guess like, how did I say? I guess like before the Overwatch Halloween event happened, I remember me and my friends were just playing Valorant for most of the time until they came out with Act 3, and then they announced that they were having a new agent in which she got released. Well, re-released, I would say, because they had to temporarily because they had to temporarily take her out of the game and then fix the contract and whatnot. Well, I wouldn't say fix, but it's more like they freezed the contract because originally that new agent was supposed to come out on October 28th, until like about a week later they re-released her. Oh yeah, and the agent that I'm talking about is the new agent that was added to Valorant, and that was Sky. Um, I have not really gotten around to test out Sky yet. I mean, I have, but just not like an actual unrated game. I've only just been like trying to figure out her abilities and trying to figure out like if I'm gonna main Sky, because what I currently main at the moment is Raze and Cypher. Um, but if there's ever a time when I will actually probably try and play Sky, maybe there'll be a video. Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, so about 2020 so far. Yeah, 2020 has been quite a interesting year for some people. But for me, 2020 has been pretty okay. I mean, it's not too bad, but not as bad as 2018 was. We don't speak of 2018 because 2018 was probably the worst year that I had. I think 2019 was pretty okay. Or I wouldn't say okay, but I think 2019 was pretty good, I guess, because I started like how would I say? Because I started like changing some things on the channel, like even this year. Like more recently, I've just been trying to get some old recordings out of the way and then trying to like find some new ways to come up with content. Um until that's when I got introduced to a another video game character that I have now that I am now simping for. And that is Arena from Final Fantasy. And yes, that would explain the edit that I posted like 3 weeks ago, which I'm very surprised has over 100 views. Like, what the hell? And now for the Overwatch videos, when I look at the views on the Overwatch videos, there's not really a lot. But when I post JSC content, they go up skyrocketed. Like 200 views on the 3 video, even 200 views when I was freaking out over the Marvin video that was posted. Like only the JSC content like gets the most views out of all of the other content that I've posted. Oh yeah, and I was also very surprised that when I posted the dealing with a toxic friend video, and then when I posted the Our Team's Mercy Gets Mad at Our Tank video, I'm surprised those got a lot of views because basically it just shows like how toxic that friend was, in which I still don't know why we still keep inviting him to our groups when we said that we were just going to stop inviting him to our groups and we were going to unfriend him and block him on every game that we played in. But no, somehow he finds a way to like contact us, and yet we all of a sudden decide, maybe he's not toxic anymore. Let's just invite him to our group. Maybe he'll start bitching about healers and tank not doing their shit. Well, about that, I still have a few old recordings and probably a more recent recording of that toxic friend. But lately my skills as healer and tank have kind of improved. Well, as for Mercy, however, since I am now a Mercy main, well, I still kind of main other healers, but not just like as before. Like lately, I just been playing Mercy a lot, and honestly, it's kind of different from when. Honestly, it's a little different from how I normally play other healers, because usually whenever I play Moira, whenever the heals are low, I got a DPS for a little bit. But when I play Mercy, I just simply just damage boost to give the person who I'm damage boosting ult charge, or maybe if they're low on health, I'll just heal them, that kind of stuff. Until I have a recording where if I could give some context on that recording, which I'm pretty sure that I will probably add in a video soon. Well, I wouldn't say soon, but maybe like whenever. That kind of depends on or so. But if I could get some context on that recording that I have, yeah, I think I still have. It was on the map Hanamura, and I think me and my friends, like, we just like randomly joined a random. Well, I can't really remember how we found these guys, but I'm pretty sure it was me, Bob, and Big Rat. And I'm pretty sure we were just doing like I'm pretty sure we were doing like a trio comp and all. Uh, until I think we joined a game with these guys, and I'm pretty sure we stayed as a group, and then we joined in, and then we played another game. But since I'm pretty sure this was back around like a few seasons ago in comp, I'm pretty sure like around season 23 or season 22 or something like that. But maybe when I show you that recording, you can see like how my mercy skills have improved because I'm trying to like not take any risk of playing mercy in comp because I just know for a fact that healers in comp tend to get blamed on, and I am definitely not here for all that. But when it's like DPS's job or tank's job to do, well, their job, they just tend to blame the healers, and I am simply not here for all that. Um, and so if I remembered in that recording, I was playing Mercy, and one of my friends was on DPS. I believe Bob and Big Rat were, and I'm pretty sure those guys that we had joined in were on tank and healer. And so throughout that recording, I was simply just damage boosting some people because I simply just learned how to damage boost instead of just healing. Um, but I, but if I remembered, during that recording, like whenever like I wouldn't heal Big Rat, he was just simply just yell at me, "Mercy's not healing," or simply, "Mercy's not healing me at all." When really though, I was simply just healing other people because I can't just be a pocket for you, Big Rat. But when it comes to Big Rat and me being Mercy, there's gonna be a whole lot of argument. So if I can like explain this as probably as much, I guess like throughout that recording, there was this one dude who would just annoy me so much. He would keep saying, "Mercy, stop damage." He would just say, "Mercy, stop damage boosting." Like, my guy, do you know what Mercy is for? Like, Mercy is simply not just for healing. She is simply used for damage boosting and not for healing, my dude. Because if I can remember, when I play Mercy, I simply damage boost people, especially if it's the DPS. Like, my guy, I play Mercy. When I have to damage boost either the tanks or the DPS, I give them ult charge. And I simply damage boost either the tanks or DPS because you never know when they might do some damage or maybe they might need some ult charge. That's simply what I do when I play Mercy. But some people just don't get the fact that Mercy isn't just a healer just for heals. Like, she has a right click for a reason. And so, I think I can't really remember what else happened in that recording. Like, my friend, well, I would really say friend, but that toxic friend, I also have like recorded a few things that he has done or said. But most of all, even when I'm not recording, he still like acts toxic in general. Like, even when like I don't have OBS up, or when I or or like when I'm not recording Overwatch, Like he would just act toxic in general. Like, bitch, please. Um, and so I guess like recently I have a recording where I'm not sure if I could remember what it was, but if I can remember what happened in that recording was I think I joined a group where I think Paper and Trees were on, and I was pretty much, well, I wasn't really surprised to see that they were playing with Big Rat. Like, bitch, how did you find a way to contact us and make you add you? And and pretty much, if I can remember what that recording was, I'm pretty sure like Big Rat said something like, since I have him muted, I can't hear anything he says, but I can only hear what Paper Trees have to say to him. And I say him, yes, I know his voice may sound like a female, but we're just gonna move past that. But anyways, how would I say this? Um like in that recording, I guess like he was complaining about how Genji doesn't take no skill, or how Ash doesn't take no skill, or something like that. I don't know, but it's kind of hard to remember it because since I have him muted, I can't hear anything he says, except that when I hear Paper or Trees talk to him, like, he's always got something to say. Uh, and so I guess in that recording, Paper put us and I guess Paper wants to have like a 1v1 with him, like to show like how much skill does both Ash or Genji have, or like how much skill does or Ash or Genji take. And honestly, as an Ash main, I felt hurt. Even though I have him muted, I was hurt because I have an Ash main. I literally have almost 130 plus hours on Ash. And you're saying Ash takes no skill. Like, yeah, of course, she has Dynamite and Bob. Yeah, of course, but I don't play Ash because she's fun and all. But, and also, not to say that Ash doesn't take any skill or anything, it's just, you just gotta shoot heads. Which sometimes I do, and which sometimes I don't on Ash because, sometimes you never know when the aim is gonna be terrible. So I guess in that recording, Paper and Trees were just like, and also like in that recording, I guess he left the group, and also, which I'm very glad I don't have him added. Like, I don't know who keeps adding him, like inviting him to our groups, which I'm pretty sure it might be Bob because you never know. But I actually do have like a few like recordings, well, very old like recordings on my phone where I just simply recorded like the game chat. Like I simply record the game chat like to see like how people say how Big Rat was. Especially I am, whose name is now changed to this. Yeah, so he had a few things to say about Big Rat, and honestly, I couldn't help but to agree with him. I couldn't help but to agree. And so, like, nowadays, me and my friends, Slowly, Bob, Paper, and Trees, all four of them have now stopped playing Overwatch, but sometimes they'll come back to Overwatch, like, whenever. But because now they found a new game to play. And they found a new game to play, and I'm not even there to join in on it. And that game is Apex Legends. Yes, Apex Legends. I have heard of Apex before. I've never played it, although I have actually, but it was just one game because I am not clearly used to that yet. But most of all, I don't know if I'll join them on Apex because I actually did have Apex downloaded until when I was rendering that video. When I was rendering the just chaotic Overwatch things video, I had to uninstall Apex because of that. Like, just to render that one video, and yeah, and I say that one video because Apex took up like a lot of storage space on my laptop because I have a lot of stuff on there, and also it's not the kind of stuff you're thinking. But oh my god. So, if I ever do get a chance to actually play Apex one day, I don't know. I just don't know. Like now, like recently, me and my friends, well, mostly Bob, Slowly, and Paper, like they're mostly on Apex. But for Trees, however, he sometimes, well, I hate to bring up this game, but whenever I check Discord, he's always on Fortnite. And yes, Fortnite. I guess him and Paper are Fortnite kids, in which I am very glad that I do not play Fortnite because back then I actually wanted to play Fortnite because it looked very interesting because ever since like Jack was doing videos on Fortnite, I kind of wanted to play Fortnite, but I kind of take that back now because lately the game has just been pretty much a lot. I can't really say anything else about it, or else the Fortnite kids on this channel will be very mad. Um, but all I gotta say is why? Why would Paper and Trees play Fortnite while I'm over here playing a 10-year-old, decade-old game that I'm pretty surprised that it's still alive? Actually, a 12-year-old, decade-old game that I find myself still playing, but don't really make a lot of videos on. And that game is Wizard 101. And yes, I know I might have brought back a nostalgic memory when I said that, but recently I've just been finding myself playing it again because I have membership now. So allow me to explain about this. So I guess like back around the end of September, I believe like a day after my birthday, I went out and got a few belated stuff that I could have gotten on my birthday. Like, I got a new pair of headphones, which I had a very trash mic, but I gotta make the best for it. And not only that, I also had gotten, I just couldn't help but to get not just one, but two Wizard 101 membership cards. And a little did I know, I probably should not have started the first membership card knowing that the Overwatch Halloween event was going to be taking place during literally the entire month of October. Yeah, so I didn't really get to play Wizard 101 that much when the Overwatch Halloween event was happening. Well, mainly because I was playing a lot of Junkenstein, in which it was pretty fun to do. But man, I really do miss playing Junkenstein. It was really fun to do because they added Ash to Junkenstein, which makes it better. So so yeah, Junkenstein was pretty fun because they added my main to it, but also they added BAP to Junkenstein, which I was honestly surprised to see. Like, oh wow. But anyways, so about the current stuff that's happening. So allow me to give a bit of an update on a few things. And I say a few things. Since it is the month of No Nut November, and also speaking of No Nut November, I kind of heard that it was cancelled due to COVID, but to me, it's not cancelled because I may or may not have a few ideas in mind for this month, and I'm probably going to be checking SoundCloud or Instagram for some audios that I might use for this month, but you never know. Because today, well, today is currently November 12th. I had an edit in mind. I was gonna do a Sean edit. And yes, I say Sean edit. I was gonna do a Jack edit, but motivation just went down the drain. And so, yeah, that goes for the same for tomorrow, which is November 13th. I also had an edit in mind that I was gonna do. But once again, that depends on motivation and all. So, so let's move past all that. So, about what's been happening lately. Like, yeah, this month kind of started off kind of crazy actually, because literally last week there was the election thing going on. Like I even have like talked about it on my Instagram story like before. But honestly, I was not surprised when Biden won, because you never know when, because I simply do not want that orange clown looking ass president to be reelected again. Because simply for basically everything that he does. Which I'm not going to go into detail, in which I'm usually not interested in politics, and also this is not a political channel because I simply do not talk about anything political. Although, except for the fact that I talked about something that happened back in May, which was the George Floyd incident and then the riots and all that took place. And honestly, I have not been checking that. And honestly, I have not been checking back in to see what's happening with it all. And honestly, in the comments under that video, I simply forgot to like update on like what else is happening, because I'm pretty sure there has been a few updates since then, but I have not really checked it lately. Oh boy. So yeah, it wasn't just election day like last week. It was more like election week, simply because a state that kind of had me hoping for. Nevada could just hurry up with the voting, but no, they had 4 people counting the ballots. What do you know? But Pennsylvania came through, they carried our ass, and Biden's president. In which I am not surprised at all. I don't support Biden or anything, but I do have respect for Biden, because if I remembered, I believe when they had the first debate, Biden called the the former President Trump clown. I had some respect to him because he was out here using Gen Z language. As much as I don't support Biden, I do have some respect for Biden. And hopefully that doesn't take out of context. But anyways, so on Overwatch lately, I have been finding new mains here and there, especially for DPS. But for DPS, I still main Ashe, Junkrat, and Echo. But lately, I've been finding a few mains here and there. Like lately, I find myself playing Tracer a lot. Sometimes McCree, although I was kind of pretty decent at McCree when I was playing Junkenstein back during Halloween last month. And not only that, but I kind of want to play a bit more Reaper. And yes, I know Reaper is definitely kind of like the easiest DPS. It's kind of like the easiest DPS to ever play. Aside from Bastion, Sim, and Torb and all, but oh, Okay, well, I just got a notification from a channel that will be deleted in a few days, so rip Una's honest. So, anyways, yeah, I've been finding new mains here and there. Like for tank, like lately, like before I mained Zarya. Well, I would say probably now main Zarya. Like before I started playing a lot more Zarya lately, I was maining Sigma, Orisa, Diva, and pretty much like not really like a lot of the dive tanks except for Diva. But I find myself playing a lot more Zarya now. Aside from the buffs and all that the tanks, supports, and DPS have received over like the past few months, I kind of find myself playing Zarya a bit more now because Zarya is pretty good for comp and all. Um, but for quick play, however, I just play a lot of Diva for fun. Like yeah, I may have like 100 hours on Diva and probably like almost 130 hours on Ashe, but I just find new mains here and there. And for support, however, I kind of find myself playing Zen at times, but not really a lot. And also, for Mercy, ever since I kind of started playing Mercy a lot more nowadays, I kind of want to watch like more like videos how to like on how to be a Mercy main or something like that. But I just been trying to like not like do anything risky as a Mercy main. Um like I do remember one time where I believe it was in comp, and I believe this was back either last week or maybe like a few days ago or so. But if I remembered, me and my friends were doing comp, and here I was support. One of my friends was going tank or DPS. Um, and so the enemy team also had a Mercy on their team, and yet they were a Mercy main too, and they kind of had like respect for me because since I was playing Mercy, um, their Mercy was saying that like, oh, their Mercy was pretty good. I kind of respect that. And honestly, that kind of made me feel a bit wholesome because I never had once been complimented as a Mercy main because usually whenever I play Mercy, the healers always get blamed on, and it's usually not our fault because the tanks are always running in like head first into the enemy team, getting themselves killed, while the DPS are trying their best. Same with the healers, like the tanks always don't have to blame the healers. So, anyways, along with that, I'm not sure if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, Arena Sinclair for Final Fantasy. So that is my current simp at the moment. Yes, I know it is November, and I'm trying so hard not to. It's pretty hard because finding a new finding a new character to simp over is definitely hard to like not well. Well, if I could learn my lesson from Connor from Detroit Become Human, then definitely. Then I am definitely going to be editing a lot more Reno. But not just Reno, I might also edit either Cloud or Aerith or maybe Tifa. Maybe, you never know. Or maybe basically any character in the Final Fantasy franchise. Because as someone who's never played Final Fantasy before, but also have heard of it go around, I'm pretty surprised that I find myself simping for a Final Fantasy character that of a game that I don't know much about. But then again, Connor from Detroit Become Human has definitely made me feel some things, and it's not the things that you're thinking of. But you know, whenever I edit Reno, or whenever I try to edit Reno, I just get reminded to the times where this feels like I'm editing Connor from Detroit Become Human all over again. Because, both of them are pretty fine, if you ask me. But, but ever since I was introduced to him on TikTok, and yes, I say TikTok, so allow me to give, well, I would really say give, but allow me to tell how I started simping for him. So it all started, I would say, like around, maybe like around September, I would say. Maybe when No Simp September was happening. But during that month, I was just scrolling through TikTok like normal until I came across a Final Fantasy edit on my For You page. And it wasn't a Reno edit, sadly. It was actually an edit of another character that I might simp for because, this character is fine. And his name, and I might pronounce it wrong. That character, the edit of the character that I saw was Sethrioth. And yes, Sethrioth is very fine. And yet, not just Reno, and not just Cloud, but him. He is also fine. I was introduced to him when a user by the name of this on TikTok. So I got a little curious, and I just like had to scroll through the page to see like what other content they did. Until I kind of came across a few of the Rainbow edits that they had on their page. And so this is where I started feeling some things. And once again, not the things you're thinking of. Like, it was No Sim September during that time, so I couldn't help but to fail. And so I started simping for Reno during No Sim September. So I probably lost on that day. So it all started from a Sephrioth edit on my For You page. Got a little curious and scrolled through their page. I saw a few Reno edits, and I just thought, who is this fine man right here? Who is he? Why am I feeling such things for him? And why is he so fine? Probably the most, how would I say? Probably the question that I still wonder about the most is, this is a remake of Final Fantasy VII. If you've seen the original, it was just all pixels. But the remake, however, they just gotta make Reno so fine. Like, boy! I mean, don't even get me started on his fucking chest, because I swear to God. And yes, that was a very unholy screech that I just let out. And also, I keep forgetting that it's November, and it's not November. What am I gonna do? Like, oh, anyways, so I hope this video wasn't too much of an update, I would say, but it was more like what I've been doing recently. So firstly, we started off with talking about how 2020 was and how my 2020 was. And then secondly, we started mentioning that toxic friend, in which I still don't know why Bob Slowly Paper Trees decided, we're just gonna keep like friending him and adding and yet inviting him to our groups on Overwatch, and all, but So we kind of talked about that, but more importantly, if there's ever a time when I might even edit Jack again, just so you know, there might be like a few, I wouldn't really say changes in the channel, but maybe like a few changes within the content, I would say. Like, yeah, I'll still do Overwatch videos, I'll still do JSC theory videos, JSC edits video, but I just gotta a simp for a character for a video game that I don't even play. And also, speaking of, lately I have been playing Among Us, which I would say thanks to the fellow YouTubers that had made me that had me very interested in Among Us. And it's not just Corpse. I wouldn't say Corpse or I wouldn't say Corpse or Saikuno, but mostly mostly like the I would say mostly the popular YouTubers that are playing Among Us. And also, speaking of Among Us, I forgot. I don't know if there's gonna be any videos on Among Us. Because the only problem is, I play Among Us on mobile. We use Discord to use whenever we play Among Us. Like heck, we even have we even have a voice channel party on Among Us on Discord. But then again, I play Among Us on mobile, and I use Discord to hear what my friends are saying and all. But then I have no idea. I have no idea if there's gonna be any Among Us content. I actually don't know because I play Among Us on mobile. I use Discord for Among Us, um, and all, but uh, yeah, I don't really have any words to describe it. However, but anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video of, well, me probably updating on what's been happening lately, but I don't know. But yeah, I think I will probably do more Overwatch videos in the near future. Maybe, I don't know. But most of all, stay safe out there for the people who are still wondering about COVID. Yes, she's still here. She's still here ruining our lives and all. But I would say, stay safe, quarantine yourself in case if you have any symptoms of COVID, that is. Because, 2020 has been quite the quite the bad year for some people. Like, yes, there has been a lot of bad things that's happened and probably a little bit of good things in there, like here and there, but yeah, we just gotta, wear a mask, social distance, stay inside mostly, and more importantly, just being safe. So, I will see you all later, and stay safe.